All right, we got a three-team trade centered around Norman Powell, with the Miami Heat receiving Norman Powell from LA Clippers, LA Clippers receiving John Collins from Utah. Utah receives Kevin Love, Kyle Anderson, and a 2027 Clippers second-round pick. Norman Powell just had a career-high averages of 21.8 points per game, 41.8 three-point shooting last season. He's highly efficient on the catch and shoot as well, 44.9% on spot up threes on a large sample size of 7 seasons. John Collins put up 19 points, 8 rebounds, stretches the floor at 6'9", and also you can catch a bunch of lobs for them around James Harden. And he can, provide them some versatility in terms of playing small ball. Kevin Love and Kyle Anderson, vets, they're likely could be waived or buyout candidates. I don't think either of them really have space to fit into this Utah. Anderson could be a solid bench depth piece, and his contract runs through at least the 2026-27 season, so they could try to keep him. If I had to give grades for each team, I feel like Miami Heat definitely won this. I always grade the team that gets the best player higher, so they get an A grade from me. They acquired an elite 3 level score at minimal cost, and just a really good player where the guys that they had, they weren't really going to use all that much. LA Clippers get a B plus in this. They get some front court depth with Collins, upgraded inside presence, tied, with some future big moves. It felt like a small step back to possibly get a Bradley Beal signing or a CP3 signing. So we could hear that probably come in, once this trade is fully confirmed, everything like that. Utah Jazz, I'm going to give them a C plus. They cleared some cap space, added some flexibility. Just a typical type of rebuilding type of move. Some objectives that I feel like the Miami Heat still need to, address is they needed some wing scoring. They get that with Powell. He reduces Hero and Adebayo's load in terms of, having to work on the perimeter shooting and just spacing in general. It's a smart, low-cost move because he's in the Eastern Conference. I feel like he's going to play a lot better there, face a lot more Eastern Conference opponents. He was fantastic. He had a great season. He could have been an all-star out in the West. That just shows you he could be an all-star out in the East as well. LA Clippers, Zubac, Lopez, they are kind of the same style of player. So having John Collins, adding, some different type of looks, I think that'll help them a lot. It also, frees up a lot of their salary cap, and they could aim to get a different guard, like I mentioned, Bradley Beal, CP3. Utah Jazz, I feel like they're finally fully embracing this rebuild, letting Collins go, Sexton go. They also let Clarkson go as well. So they finally have fully entered their rebuild. I love that for them. They get, draft flexibility. They get some vets in here that they could sign and waive, things like that. I just feel like it's the right move. The main component about this that I want to talk about the most is what's next for the Clippers. Who do I think they should go after between Beal or CP3? It feels like CP3 is kind of trying to go back to Phoenix and play with Booker on his last season. He really enjoyed that partnership, but I wouldn't, mind or think he would mind, going to the Clippers, playing next to James Harden. He's familiar with that player as well. They had a season stint together. So I could see him kind of going both ways. As far as Bradley Beal, I think if he's not going to stay in Phoenix, and if he's definitely going to force his way out, and Phoenix is essentially forcing him to leave, I think Clippers are the best choice here. I have heard some, rumblings about the Lakers. He was supposed to go to the Heat, but I think the right choice would be the Clippers. It's a lot less loud. You get to play next to James Harden and just get a lot of easy looks. I think the looks will come easier. The pressure isn't as high, and I think that's a better look for him and his family, and I think that's what he's going to be looking for. Let me see. I think also having Collins there is going to help Beal as well from like a pick and roll partner. Chris Paul, I would really like him, possibly in the LA Clippers where he started out. It could be a nice end to his career because he has announced that he's going to retire. So I could see that as a storyline as well. I'm kind of considering it on both ends, but it's an obvious choice. Beal's the better player. That's who I'd rather go with, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I'd love to hear some of y'all's thoughts on this trade. It's a very interesting one. We still have the Kuminga sign and trade possibilities, Josh Giddey sign and trade possibilities. So there's still some moves out there, some free agents as well that haven't been signed, because we're kind of waiting on this Bradley Beal